Yeah, my motivation, as with everything, is, I guess it's a double-edged, sword. So on one side, you obviously want to give back a bit from what you've learned. I mean, in my case, everything that I learned, that I know right now, was learned online from people, and I actually never had a mentor that was actually there for me to tell me, hey, you stupid, you stupid coder, you don't have to do it this way. There is like a simple way of, you can just keep learning those, they make no sense. There was nobody like that, for me. So I kind of went the hard way. I learned everything that I was trying to, everything that I would notice that made sense into my brain at that time. Obviously later down the road, it didn't make sense. I kind of realized that I learned some things that I already forgotten. They didn't really help me. So from one side, it's obviously, the thing that you want to give back. I mean, again, everything that I know is something that I've learned online. So I'm also trying to give back as much as I can. And at the same time, I'm also trying to, earn some money, because again, it's really important to be frank with yourself. When you're building a product, the measure of success for that product is the income that it generates. So when you kind of try to blend those things together, and at the end of the day, you also enjoy it, I guess you have a recipe for success. Obviously, you can go like, I don't care about money and stuff, but it's really important because, money actually drives you to build a good product, right? So you could just create free products that nobody gets them, nobody buys them, not really buys them, but nobody actually tries to sign up for them. And when you kind of think it from this perspective, what value can I add so that person, when that person purchases my product, actually that person gets some satisfaction, some value right back. And when you kind of shift the mentality like that, you also kind of try to, build a good product. So, as with everything, when you try to do your best, money will come. In my case, when I published my first course, it basically, resulted in almost no money. So it was a failure at that time. I mean, I was trying to, share some things. It didn't go well. By the time that I kind of went with my second try, at that time, Compose was really early. I mean, alpha early. People weren't really talking about it. I mean, it was like, that kind of library that maybe you heard of it, but you're not just gonna learn it because it's just too soon. So at that time I said, what, why don't I try to create a course about it? I didn't know that much. Even now I don't know that much. But it actually turned out to be a decent success. It provided me like maybe a year and a half with some decent income. So if anyone is listening and they want to kind of create the Udemy courses, I wouldn't say they should be discouraged by, some people earning nothing, because I also did that. It's just, you have to master the art of finding the right subject, something which is, which people actually want to learn. And also, even if it's new and there are other courses, other people teaching it, you shouldn't be discouraged, because when I initially published my course, there was another Udemy course. I think there were two, right? But they really had like low ratings. They were just things which were taught like from tutorials and stuff. So they weren't really consistent. So you also need to kind of try to make something a bit better, right? You have to kind of come with your own twist. But yeah, again, I did it for both. I also enjoyed it. I also enjoyed, getting some passive income, which is not so passive. So if anyone is listening, it's expecting for this income to be passive. It's never passive. You always have to update it. My example with Coil, it was basically changing, their API was basically changing like every 2 weeks. So you always had to go and re-record. And yeah, it's not, obviously ideal, but you have to do it. And right now, again, with Compose, which is just advancing 1.1, 1.2, we'll have 1.3 soon. So, you have to kind of put in the hours and make sure that everything is fine. Everybody's happy, and also answer questions. So, it's not that passive, but it's definitely an income that can help you. You're not going to get rich. I actually never had the chance to talk with somebody that can wholeheartedly say that they got rich off Udemy courses. There are teachers which kind of do this full time, and they have like hundreds of thousands of students, maybe it's the case for them.
Yeah.
But if you're like a developer and trying to make some side income and you're passionate about teaching others, I think it's the greatest. I mean, it's one of the best entry points that you can actually take.